On episode 405 of Nintendo Switchcraft, happy birthday, Nintendo. Link's sales are super strong. Is there a problem with a Switch Lite? Those stories and more on this episode of Nintendo Switchcraft.
This is Frankenstein Gaming from the awesome city of New York, and you're listening to Nintendo Switchcraft.
Welcome back, everyone, to Nintendo Switchcraft, your source for all the news Nintendo. Switchcraft is brought to you live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. You can tune in live over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. This episode of Switchcraft is made possible by patrons like you. Get Switchcraft and my other content ad-free for as little as $1 by joining the Patreon over at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. And if you want to leave a voicemail like you heard at the top of the show, that's super easy to do too. Doesn't cost a thing. Just go over to runjumpstomp.com/voicemail from any device, and I may even play it on the show. Just a reminder that on Saturdays this month, every Saturday in September, we are giving away eShop gift cards. If you want to get in on that giveaway, it's super easy to do. Just head on over to runjumpstomp.com/giveaways for more information there. And don't forget to join the Discord at runjumpstomp.com/discord. With all that being said, it's time to get started. So here we go. All right. We're going to start with a reminder. This is actually something that I forgot about. Or, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I forgot about it or if I just never found out about it, which is typical me. I've got a lot going on, and sometimes things just slip through the cracks. I'm a one-man operation. So this weekend, and I apologize to anybody who's going to hear this after the fact, but this weekend there is currently a crossover event with Super Kirby Clash and Tetris 99. So if you get into Tetris 99 and you earn 100 points in Tetris 99, you will then unlock a Super Kirby Clash themed theme for Tetris 99. Now, so far, I've unlocked all of them that you can unlock that happened on the special weekends, except for this one because I didn't really know about it. But you have until midnight tonight. So if you are listening to this and it is still the 23rd of September, then you still have time to get those 100 points. Just log into Tetris 99 right now and start playing while you listen to the show. That's how I would do it anyway. I gotta say happy birthday to Nintendo. Nintendo has been around a very, very long time. They started out as a Hanafuda playing card company. So basically, they had like these cards with flowers on them. And that's back in like the 1880s is when Nintendo started. It's funny, I'm a teacher, and I was recently talking about global warming and greenhouse effect in my classroom. And there's this graph that I put up on the screen. And on that graph starts in the 1880s because that's when we really started measuring temperature and getting the averages over long periods of time and collecting that data all together. So you know that graph that we've all seen? My nose is itchy. You know that graph that we've all seen that like during An Inconvenient Truth, Al Gore was showing that graph and he said it just keeps going up and up and up. That graph, the data on that graph is as old as Nintendo, or I guess Nintendo is as old as the data on that graph, which is pretty crazy. So Nintendo's been around for 130 years now. And like I said, they started out as a Hanafuda playing card company. But then in the 1970s, Mr. Itoi, no, not Itoi. Oh my God, what is his name? The guy who invented the Game Boy, the guy who invented the D-pad, the guy who invented the Virtual Boy and Rob the Robot, and I am blanking on his name. I even did, when I was on America's Next Top Podcaster, I even did a segment all about him, Gunpei Yokoi. Thank you very much, Res TV. Gunpei Yokoi who, he had an untimely death when he was actually hit by a car. But Gunpei Yokoi was working on the assembly line at Nintendo, making those playing cards. He's basically a maintenance man, making sure that the machines were running. And in his spare time, he liked to make toys. And at the time, Mr. Yamauchi, who was the CEO of Nintendo, happened to be visiting, and he saw a toy that he had been working on. It was basically this thing where you would pull a trigger, and a hand would reach out and grab a thing and bring it back. And they called it the power arm. No, the something arm. I can't remember what it's called, or it's something hand. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not important. Master hand. Thank you. So it was called the Master Hand. And he said, "Can you make a bunch of these by Christmas?" And Mr. Yokoi said, "Absolutely." So that's when Nintendo got into the toy industry. And then later on, they ended up getting into the video game industry. And here we are now. I'm sitting here talking about them on a podcast. And it's all thanks to Mr. Yokoi and the foresight of Mr. Yamauchi, recognizing that this would be something that would be pretty amazing. So I just want to say happy birthday to Nintendo for bringing smiles to people's faces for 130 years. And here's to another 130 years of smiles from Nintendo. I hope that they continue to do weird things. That's what they do. They do weird things. I hope they continue to do weird things. Because all these weird things that they do is just awesome. And yes, it's not the Master Hand, it's the Ultra Hand. That's right, Res TV. It's tough when you've got all these details floating around, and some of them are in your head and some of them are mixed up. But yeah, it's the Ultra Hand, not the Master Hand. And they had a lot of those toys back in the 70s. At one point, Nintendo was even they even had love hotels and stuff, certainly bringing smiles to people's faces at that point. All right, let's talk about some sales. Link's Awakening is it's doing great in the sales charts, and it should be. The game is fantastic. Last night I played for a little bit. I didn't have too much time last night, and I am currently in the third dungeon. I found the key to the third dungeon, and I'm in there. And I think I got into the dungeon. I maybe got to the second room, and then I was like, no, I got stuff to do. So I paused it, and I'm going to get back to it as soon as I can. But that game is just so damn good. I know that there's frame rate issues, and I believe I talked about that on Saturday. The frame rate issues are real. And you know what? I want to talk about this real quick. There's this story, and I did not add it to the show notes because I forgot about it, but there's this story or this YouTube video from Game Explain where they talk about they did a deep dive analysis on why there's so many frame drops. And I'm going to give you the TLDW, or too long didn't watch, but the main idea, but you should watch it because it's pretty good. The main idea is if it's having trouble accessing some of the memory, and if you want to speed everything up, then you should install the game on your system memory rather than on your SD card, which, I mean, if you bought the game physically, then obviously you don't have a choice to do that. But if you have that as an option, you should check it out. Now, I didn't even think about checking and seeing where mine was installed. I'm going to check right now. If I go into if you go into your settings and then you scroll down to data management and manage software, and then you go to the game that you're looking for. In this case, I'm looking for Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Mine is installed on my SD card. And because it's installed on my SD card, that means that I'm going to have slightly worse frame rates than somebody who has it installed on their on the system memory instead. And if I look at my system memory, I have 16.4 gigabytes of free space left on my system memory. So I absolutely should install this on my system memory rather than the SD card. I don't know if you can easily move it over. It doesn't seem like you can. I think the only thing I could do is delete it and reinstall it, but I can't remember if there's a way that you can delete it and then when you reinstall it, select where it's going to go. But anyway, just so you know, if you want more information, check out Game Explain on YouTube. Some of their videos are very in depth and awesome, and some of their videos I am not a fan of, where it's basically they just take Nintendo's videos and re-upload them. Like that kind of stuff drives me crazy when YouTubers do that. But hey, they've got like millions of subscribers, so clearly they're doing something right over there. Anyway, check out that video; it's a good one. But let's go back. I got distracted by shiny things. Zelda: Link's Awakening. Its sales are fantastic. In fact, its sales are really, really fantastic in the UK, and it's so fantastic that it is Grezzo's, which is the company that did the port or the remaster, I guess. It's their fastest selling title of all time. And previous to that, that was Ocarina of Time 3D for the 3DS. Now, if you've not played that, if you've never played Ocarina of Time ever, you should go get that game right now and play it because it's a masterpiece. And it's even better on the 3DS. It's such a wonderful port on the 3DS. That was Grezzo's biggest Zelda launch in the UK yet. But on the Switch, they just blew it out of the water. 27% higher sales than Ocarina of Time 3D. And for me, this is really impressive. And the reason it's so impressive to me is because there are so many more 3DSs out there in the wild than they are Nintendo Switches. But people are eating up this game, and it's really awesome. So I'm a huge fan, and I'm definitely going to be continuing to play this game. I really hope I finish it in the next 4 days, but I doubt that I will. So that means that Dragon Quest XI-S is going to have to be delayed for me if I even buy it on the Nintendo Switch. Who am I kidding? We all know that I'm going to. All right, let's head back to my show notes. And we're at about 13-minute mark, so I think now is a good time to take a break, hear from our sponsors, and when we get back, I'm going to tell you about a game that I've actually talked about on the show before, but it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, and I just want to remind everybody because I am extremely excited for this game, for people to play this game for the first time. If you've never played it before, you're definitely going to want to check this out. Be right back. All right, we are back, and the game that I am talking about, the game that I said that you're going to want to check out, is coming out really soon. It's coming out on October 1st, and it's definitely going to be a game that I'm going to want to buy because it's just really fun, and I feel like it's a perfect fit for the Switch, and that is Super Crate Box. Now, I've talked about it on the show before, but just in case you missed it before, let me tell you how Super Crate Box works. You are this character with a gun, and the whole thing kind of works on one screen. It's you're this character, and it's very much like Super Mario, or not Super Mario Brothers, but just Mario Brothers, where everything takes place on one screen, and if you fall through, or if the enemies fall through the bottom, they come back out the top. And you need to kill these enemies that are coming from the top down to the bottom, and as you kill them, they drop a box. Every time they drop a box and you pick up that box, you get a new weapon, which you keep until you pick up the next box. If the enemies get through to the very bottom, they start to burn, and it makes them mad. And now that they're mad, you definitely don't want to have to deal with them because they will fall from the top again, and now they're faster and more aggressive, very much like Super Mario. It's incredibly fast-paced. It's coming out to the Nintendo Switch for $5, and this is 100% a game where it's all about the high score. In fact, when this game comes out, it's so cheap. for $5. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do a tournament where it's just do screenshots of your highest scores in Super Crate Box and tweet them at me. And I'm going to select one of the people who tweets at me and give them a $5 eShop gift card. So that game will essentially be free for you. But make sure that when you do, if you pick up Super Crate Box and you want to participate, take a screenshot of your high score on the Nintendo Switch, tweet it at me at RunJumpStomp. Use the hashtag Nintendo Switchcraft. Actually, here, this is even better. Here's the new rules. I'm doing this all on the fly. I really should write this stuff down ahead of time. All right, so high score, tweet it at me at RunJumpStomp and say you should be listening to Nintendo Switchcraft and use the hashtag Nintendo Switchcraft. All right, do that, and I will choose. I will have a random number generator pick one of the people who tweet at me after this game comes out. And you'll be able to get basically you'll get $5 back for the eShop gift card. Anyway, it's an awesome game. It's super, super fun. It's really, really fast. And it's also something where you can just hand a controller to somebody and you can be like, here, you do better than my score. And you just pass the controller back and forth. It's just really, really fun. Fisto in chat is saying, Loot Crate the game with new and improved only $5 monetization model. Actually, when I got it, I don't know why, but I got it for free on Steam. I don't know why I got it for free. This was well before I started creating content, so it's not like they sent it to me so that I would talk about it or anything. But I ended up getting the game for free at some point, and I have a lot of hours in that game. It's just really fun. So anyway, Super Crate Box comes to the Nintendo Switch eShop on October 1st, and it's $5. It's super good. And I really don't think that I'm 90% sure that there is no monetization at all outside of just the price of the game. It's not like it has loot boxes or microtransactions or anything like that. It's just play the game. It's fun, and you should definitely check it out. All right. This story I definitely want to talk about. So there's a video out there. I saw this on my iPad this morning, and the video is showing a Switch Lite owner is claiming that his Nintendo Switch Lite has stick drift. And as I look at this, it shows like they're not touching the Nintendo Switch, but the camera starts to slowly move around Link very, very slowly. And look, I have a couple things that I want to say about this. The first thing is, as far as stick drift goes, what we know about the Nintendo Switch and the Joy-Con drift is that it comes from things wearing out over time or dust getting in there. So the idea that this system that just came out already has this problem, I doubt that it's the same problem unless the system just had dust in it when it was being manufactured. Like, whenever you manufacture millions of something, inevitably some of these are going to fail. Some of these are going to be bad. And in this era of everybody has a platform, everybody can make a YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. Everybody has the devices required in order to make a YouTube channel. All you need is a phone. You don't need anything else. All you need is a phone. And almost everyone has a phone. It's very easy for people who experience these problems to document these problems and show them to everyone else. And that's obviously what this Alexis Javier, that's what they ended up doing. What I'm saying is that until we see a lot of them running into this issue, I don't think it's time to get out the pitchforks and everything. I really doubt that this is the same exact issue that as the Joy-Con drift that we have been talking about for the better part of a year now. I don't think that's the same issue, because this is something that happened as soon as he got it, or she. I don't know. I didn't listen to the video. I just watched it. So another thing that I feel like I want to point out is that there are people who are accusing Alexis Javier of faking the video. And to those people, I want to say, look, I am somebody who was recently accused of faking a call to Nintendo. So, and I did not fake a call to Nintendo. I had like the email that asked how my call went to prove it. When Gizmodo, when I complained about it, Gizmodo took that article, they changed it. The author of the article reached out and kind of apologized in kind of a pathetic way, saying that they were real tired. But I was accused of lying, and like my YouTube channel got a bunch of people bombarded me and downvoted a bunch of my stuff because Gizmodo said that I was faking stuff. So to the people who are accusing Alexis Javier of faking this, I will say this: it would be very easy to fake. You just have another Joy-Con off to the side and move it. But there's no evidence in the video that suggests that it's being faked. What I think is probably more likely the case is that there's something wrong with this person's particular Switch Lite, and hopefully Nintendo honors their warranty and replaces it with one that's not running into this issue. And I really hope. I know that Spawnwave opened up a Nintendo Switch Lite and said, look, it's the same exact joystick mechanism that we have in the Joy-Cons that we've run into before. And while I understand that it's the same mechanism, that does, like, he can't test the material and see what the material is inside. And they may have included a material that has a higher hardness to keep this from happening. Yes, he was able to scratch it with metal, but is that the same thing as what normal use case is going to be? I don't know. I think only time will tell whether or not the Switch Lite is going to run into the same joystick drift. All of that being said, if this is the same issue, and if Nintendo, listen, we have been telling you about this issue for a long time now. There is no reason that you couldn't have done something about it. So if this is the same issue, then shame on you, Nintendo, for not fixing it. Like, here I'm playing devil's advocate. I'm going on both sides of the argument. That's what I have to do because I'm a solo podcaster. But Nintendo, if this is the same issue, then we've got real problems with how you're running your business over there. So hopefully it's not the same issue. Hopefully this is just, they manufactured 1 billion of these things and there's going to be ones that are bad. And I don't know how else to put it, but I really hope that it turns out that this is not the problem. I really hope that it turns out that this is a different problem that's just a manufacturing defect. Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying.
Whoa, nice graphics. I'd like to get my hands on that game.
Become a part of the community over at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. If you want to watch the show live with all of these awesome people who are hanging out with me, you can do so over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. You can get a hold of me on Discord at runjumpstomp, on email at runjumpstomp@gmail.com. Use that hashtag Nintendo Switchcraft. This show is part of the giant-sized Team Up Network. For more information, check out gstu.net. And if you want to support the show, that's super easy to do as well. runjumpstomp.com/thank you. By the way, one way to support the show, to make things super easy for yourself, or for me, to make my life better, to show that you appreciate the work that goes into making this show. If you have Amazon Prime, there's multiple ways that you can help out. Use my Amazon affiliate link to buy the stuff that you would automatically buy. That helps support the show. If you also have Amazon Prime, you have access to Twitch Prime for free. You can subscribe to your favorite Twitch streamer. I think I know somebody. If you link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, and then just each month you subscribe to your favorite streamer. Maybe me, maybe somebody else. There's a lot of streamers that you can subscribe to. Anyway, The music you're hearing right now is Corneria Star Fox remix. It's by Note Block, and it's an awesome song. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys next time. Stay awesome. I'm out.